Hi, it's Jim Smith for the 1000. I'm beside this beautiful lilac bush because I want to talk about a really ugly subject. And the ugly subject is racism. If you read American publications, you'll understand many of the African Americans feel they're being disarmed by the whites, so they can't defend themselves. And a lot of Canadians I know are very proud. Oh, that's so American. And there's a lot of anti-Americanism in the whole anti-gun business in Canada. But let's talk about the truth. Gun control in Canada, like I said, started in 1963. And what happened in 1963 through 1976, something in that range, we saw a massive wrapping up of the immigration flow into Canada in massive quantities. It seems kind of odd that as we get more and more immigrants coming in faster and faster, and it's harder and harder for our system to assimilate them, or at least we think it is, that the answer to this is to clamp down on the rights of Canadians to own firearms because they're afraid because the government, the bureaucrats, are afraid of the immigrants owning them. There's an odd side to this, though, because the curves follow each other close as anything else between the efforts for gun control and the immigration. But you know what's really weird? Here in Canada, we got the possession and acquisition limit. You have to take a test to get it. And I know more immigrant people who are interested in firearms who come from countries that don't allow firearms very much, like China and even Korea and places like that. They're just thrilled to get here where they can go get a piece of plastic and they can put it down on the counter and they get to buy a gun. And it's the affirmation that they've passed all the courses and are allowed to do this that makes it powerful. So what we're seeing is kind of one of those unintended consequences, which I find totally hilarious, is that we're getting more and more of the immigrant population. Part of their assimilation process is becoming like us guys that own guns. Well, isn't that a son of a gun? I'm sure the government's thrilled about that. But racism is a big part of all forms of gun control anywhere in the world. Whether you go in the southern United States or go in any other place, the people that are in the power do not want the people to have any kind of power at all. The argument they use is, well, people got tanks and attack helicopters and whatnot. What can a rifle do? Well, it isn't enough to fight a war, but we're not talking about fighting a war. We're just talking about telling the government to be very careful about what they do. I'm not paranoid. I'm not afraid of my government. And I don't think my government is my enemy. But the fact still remains, when you see countries like England that take away a tremendous amount of firearms and then start solving the problems of crime by putting in massive video surveillance services, totally depriving their public of privacy, proposing at least to allow unannounced supervisory, I call them raids, but I guess they call them inspections, of people's property in their own homes. That happens here in Canada and sometimes too, by the way. That's where they got the idea from, I hate to say. You know that this is what's happening. We are to be coddled and wrapped up in a gentle flower like this and protected from all the elements by the government. And why? Because it's good business for the government. Think about it. It's good business for the government to control people. Everybody goes with good business practices. Let's talk to you a bit.